You have to be able to compromise who you please and who you don't please.
Yes.
And it's got to be okay with you, because at the very end of the day, the only person looking back at you is yourself. Nobody really gives a shit at the end of the day what decisions you made in your business or not. It's you that's got to look at yourself. If you're okay with, say, ripping off 50 to 100 people every single day, that's on you, son. Yeah. That's on you, girl. Like, that is on you. Every moment of the day, you're making decisions. If you're not, then you're just letting life happen to you.
We're losing out, man. You're going to lose out on the solid relationships without giving it a chance. Because if you care about your relationships, give it a chance, man. You can't just have that animosity. Oh, this guy's not understanding now. Yeah, what do you mean? What do you mean I changed? Maybe you did, and you didn't tell anybody where you're trying to go.
Exactly. Welcome back to Behind the Strength, where we help you with your health, wealth, and peace of mind. I'm Christian Alvarez.
And I'm Carlo Balagase.
For those of you who are new to this podcast, we are entrepreneurs from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. We have been up in business for about 8 years now. We started in a small warehouse, and now we are growing into 2 facilities and more. We operate a fitness and therapy fully integrated business, the only one you'll see in the world. And guess what? You got to come check us out.
The first and only. And
where can they get at us, man?
If you see anything after us, you know they're biting.
Where can they find us, get at us? And
you can get at us at strengthnu, strengthnu on Instagram, which a lot of you have been hitting us up and letting us know how our episodes have been impacting you. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. And for those people who've been sharing, subscribing, thank you. And if you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe, because this is the real deal. We opened this business when we were 25, 24 years old. And, a few years later, we turned into multi-million dollars with zero investment until later on. And just a few $1,000s, which is insane. So we wanted to document the growth, document the things that we experience, both in business and life and fitness and in all aspects of what we know, just to share it with people, because we naturally get asked questions all the time. So we'll just refer people to this podcast. So if you do like this episode or the previous episodes, make sure you share with a friend. Make sure you review this if you're listening on iTunes. That would be greatly appreciated. We are from Toronto, Canada, and Toronto's blowing up right now because the Raptors won the championships. They are the champions and the Eastern Conference champions. So, big things are coming out of the city. This just proves the amazing things that are coming, including strengthnu. So this is a good time to actually listen to 2 young entrepreneurs, a group of young, hungry, motivated people. We have a staff of 30-something people, a great community as well. So this is a good time to actually document it.
Look out for us as well, because we will be offering online programming, coming out with our full clothing line this fall. And November 1st, we're opening a second location in Mississauga by Dixie and Eglinton. So have a look
West
out
side.
for us.
So we're expanding, man. This is good times right now. It's summertime. The weather's amazing.
So this actually, today's episode rolls right into everything he just kind of summarized about, our company and who we are. Because, a very long time ago, we got smacked in the face and kind of got hit with the reality that you can't please everybody.
Amen.
And today we are going to be talking about that. If you're a business owner, an entrepreneur, if you are just somebody that is highly influential, that has a lot of circles and friends, or just somebody, even if you're just like, the person that comes home to your kids, to your husband, to your job, you can't please everybody and you can't please them all the time. So basically, a little perspective.
Basically, if you're doing something, if you're transitioning in life with something, you're trying to move forward or to move somewhere else, or, just to expand who you are, you're going to have collateral damage.
Yes. I think that is a great term to understand, people. Collateral damage.
Yeah.
Yes.
Both, emotionally. And a lot of times it will, relationship-wise, for yourself too.
Yeah.
You can't appease the demons inside of you too.
Who's heard this before? You're not the same that you used to be.
I hear it all the time.
He's not the same, or she's not the same.
Actually,
it wasn't like that before.
You know what? I haven't really changed.
But you've heard that from people.
My perception of you has changed. That's why I.
That's 100%.
Maybe
that's 100%.
What if the whole time it's not other people that change? Is that you have changed, or your perspective on life or the tools?
It really is.
have changed. So now you're seeing people in a different light.
Of course it is. It's
Right?
I see things like that.
I'm on this tip right now, dude. I'm on this tip lately where is it the lens that we see the world and that's how we're perceiving everything?
100%, man. You know, the late Anthony Bourdain says it all the time in his series Parts Unknown. It's the world is seen in the lens of obviously the beholder, like the person that's and how we see that light. Like you can't. And Ray Dalio in his book, he says it all the time. You know, instead of walking around like before, and I used to be like, I'm right and I'm always right. It's like, how do I know I'm right? Right? He goes, I've come to grow and age and to approach life in a term of not I'm right, but how do I know I'm right? So meaning, instead of approaching the world, he's approaching the world with an inquisitive lens, as opposed to, this is happening to me, or like he detaches himself from it.
For those who don't know, can you tell people who Ray Dalio is?
Ray Dalio is one of the most successful hedge fund managers in the world. Runs a multi-billion-dollar company. Very, very successful philanthropist and entrepreneur.
Was it Bridgewater? That's
Bridgewater Associates is his company. Yes.
And he started with no money.
Nothing. It kind of reminds me of that. Like listening to that book, it reminds me of that picture of guys. Ever look this up? Jeff Bezos' entrepreneurial photo back in what is it 99? Remember that photo of him? That book.
Office.
Listening to book, yeah, that book reminds me of that as well. But you know the more, and here's the thing: people usually when they go about bettering themselves or trying to grow a business or trying to get up in life, their intention is usually not to hurt people or to go about it with malice. Usually they have the intention of, I want to grow, or whatever I'm building, I want that to grow, and therefore I have good intention for everybody.
Yep.
Now, unfortunately, a lot of people around that person start to view differently. So some get obviously a little bit more jealous. They have a little bit more, animosity towards them. Maybe have had a chip in the shoulder to begin with, right? Others, again, you got to remember when a person grows, everything about them changes. And the person that's not growing, who used to be in your life, who used to be your best buddy, that used to, call you out for a beer at 4:00 in the afternoon every afternoon, and now you can't do that because, you actually have a business and you got things to take care of, right? They start to be like, well, that person's changed. And the reason being is because they have not grown from what they used to be.
And the real question is, why is that person change such a negative thing? I see them like, yo, that person changed.
But most people don't have that reflection.
You get what I mean?
And that's where that whole thing starts to come off of, like, you're not the same who you used to be. And more importantly, now you're going to have people. So you're going to have people, the more successful you are, the more you're trying to better yourself, the more you're going to be able to serve and help people. So there's going to be a lot of people appeased and pleased by you along the way. But guess what? The ones that are no longer benefiting from either your services, your product, or whatever the hell, your energy, are the same ones that are going to be like, listen, that person's not the same anymore, and you're not going to get, all of a sudden you're not going to be pleasing them because it doesn't no longer cater to them. Mm-hmm. You no longer cater to them.
Which is fine, I think.
Which is fine, I think too. But guess what? To a lot of people, that is a big issue. They try to please so many different crowds and circles and everyone. You can't. Somebody always you have to remember the natural human nature is I want things catered to myself. It's part of what we call the ego and the id, right? That id is telling you, hey, listen, I kind of want to be catered to no matter what. Look at the people in traffic. Okay, I sit in traffic every single day, downtown Toronto, twice a day. Okay?
I don't know how you do that.
3 hours a day I'm on the road. 3 hours a day, but that's 3 hours a day of an audiobook that ain't nobody else fucking getting.
True.
Education ain't nobody else getting.
Yeah, that's what I see.
I'll tell you, nobody here gets fucking 4 hours of education at least in a day.
In a day, yeah.
Exactly. And I'll replay something over and over again just so it gets in my head. But my point is, I sit in traffic, and let's just say in traffic, anybody that drives Lakeshore Bay Street, coming out of that financial district, you're waiting there 20 minutes, 25 minutes. Why? Because there's assholes that think they can just cut in right at the tip of the Gardner. But that's the entitlement. It's like this world should cater to me. And this is where everything stems from, of why we can't please everybody. Because everybody has a different standard of life. Everybody has a selfishness in them that says, hey, my needs before yours come first.
Everybody makes a decision. Say when we were growing at SNU, when we first started, we had an ex-business partner, right? That nobody really talks. We don't really talk about.
We don't talk about ever.
Okay, but we did. And since we started that business, we were pretty much playing the mentee role the whole time because this person and was in business for years and we wanted to
He
learn.
hit the strong arm,
and he pretty much was mentoring us and in a good way for the first
Supposedly,
year
yeah.
or two.
Yeah.
But there came a time where we were actually growing in both business
And we started
knowledge,
generating revenue.
knowledge and business operation, and our know-how, financial too. And it kind of started to make him feel uncomfortable because that, he wasn't the man anymore. We started questioning decisions, questioning comments, questioning suggestions because it didn't make sense for our business at the time.
Questioning lease rates.
Right? So we had to make a decision where we had to this is more detrimental to our business. We got to leave. So if we were to remain the young mentee, ignorant people that we were back then without saying, you know what?
It's time for us to grow.
Yes, we appreciate this dude, but this is not this is not working out. We can't please, 2.5 out of the 3, right? So we have to leave. And if we stuck by that principle, we want to make this a happy-go-lucky thing, everybody should get a chance and blah, 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 we would not be here today helping thousands and thousands of people's lives, helping our teammates grow as people and individuals in their own business. So if we took that standpoint of, maybe we should just make everybody happy, a lot of great things wouldn't have happened, right? Whoever's listening to this, what are you losing out on if you're so scared to move forward because you're going to lose somebody who was by your side for the longest time but no longer serves your goal in a positive way?
Or
and
purpose.
or purpose, because it's not saying, and I hate when people say this, if they don't understand you, leave them, okay? Because sometimes maybe you're the dick, right? And I always say that, right?
Yeah.
But if you're honest, in our position, we wanted to grow. We had a vision of having a great company, servicing the best we can based on what we know and what we're about, not everything else just about business. Let's become successful in these specific things that we love, not just to be a general business that's price per how much revenue per square foot and all that bullshit, because that will come later. If we didn't do that, we wouldn't have got to where we were. So what is it that you're really holding on to? What were we holding on to at that point? What, the fantasy that we could all hold hands and walk through the rainbow bridge together? So what is the narrative in your head that's holding you back that that you can't get over at the point? Okay, lost relationship. If you as a person are moving forward in your life, would you ever hold anybody back or make anybody feel ways about moving forward with their life if you are not in the same picture? Yes or no? Because if you say no or you say yes, that is a big determining factor of how you should act. Because if you're the type of person that doesn't allow people to move forward too, then you are the problem.
Yes. And you're the one that's never going to move forward.
Because I always say this, you have to self-reflect before you fucking interject. Straight up.
Yep.
Self-reflect before you interject. See where you are at in context to what's happening in the situation, and the third party, as a third party, not emotional, not as Carlo.
Step outside of this.
If this person A is dealing with this person B, and this person A wants to move forward, this person B is trying to be a dick. Why? Right? For instance, another example, my father, when I told him that we're opening this business, he fucking looked at me. He's like, yo, why are you doing that? Gyms don't make money.
Yes.
When he came to look at the facility, I'm like, oh shit, this guy's
he's doubting for sure. He's not a fan of this at all.
And looking back at it, I look at an old picture, I'm like, yo, how the fuck did we do this, man? This is insane.
We sold memberships based on a rented or fucking borrowed rack.
If right now I would have sided with my dad, I'm like, yeah, Carl, you're an idiot. Don't do this.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, for sure. I would have looked at myself and be like, you're crazy. You're never going to make it.
I don't know how we did this. But anyways, at that point, if I pleased my father, he wouldn't be in this place all day, every day, working over my mom.
And he's here every single morning.
He's working out every single morning.
Then he comes back in the afternoon to go get treated.
Yeah, and he talks to me. He's proud right now, right? Yes. And I don't doubt I've never hated him. I was like, yo, dude, I took that as fire. I'm like, cool, man. I'm gonna use that as fuel. I know you're saying it out of a loving place, and I respect that, and I love you. But you know who I am and what I do, so you're gonna have to wait and fucking see what we do.
You're gonna eat those words for a second.
Because you know my entire life, I never let you fucking say shit to me like that.
Yeah.
And now he gets it, right? But if I a lot of people still don't make moves because they're scared of
Lost relationships, or
what
what
my
will
girlfriend
happen.
will say, what my father, my mother would say.
We are prevented from taking action in life because we're already telling ourselves stories, conversations. We've already kind of came up with a conversation in our head that's never even happened yet. Oh, this is going to happen because so and so. So you've already pre-framed and created the story in your head that something bad is going to come out of this, or having a conversation with someone, or making a decision on something, or making moves again, right? Like a lot of times people will already have, oh, what if this happens? And what if that happens? So what if it does?
Yeah, so what?
So what if it does? It's already happening
I said-
right fucking now.
Remember what I said in our meeting one time? Like, guys, you're scared of this is happening?
It's happening.
It's happening.
Yeah. Yeah. Alert. Yeah.
like-
Where's that red
like,
button now? The
what-
emergency should have been going off a while back.
What we're scared of
What's happening right
it's,
now?
It's happening.
Yes.
So deal with it.
Yeah.
Right? Deal with it. There's always going to be a yes or no. There's always going to be another option, another result. It's the same thing as butterfly effect. Right? Remember that? Did you watch?
Yeah, I remember the movie.
Yo, watch that movie. It's actually
I love
pretty
that
crazy.
movie. I
Yo,
watch all the
Butter-
time, bro.
Yo, that movie's
I love that
sick,
movie.
Right? One little change in your history will really mess up, or you'll have a different future.
Well, think
altogether.
about this for all you mathematicians out there and computer scientists out there. Algorithms, okay? If you change one piece of an algorithm, does everything all of a sudden change down the line? Engineering, if I change a fraction of an inch, one place down this line, how far is that going to reach out?
Well, depending on the length, it'd be fucking a lot big.
A
So
lot,
huge
exactly,
variance.
exactly. So that's what people don't understand. The next thing I wanna touch base on is exactly going back to what you said. It's about it's when you start weighing out what you're gonna lose or what you're gonna gain or how you're gonna move forward and the people you're gonna lose. Guys, it comes down to one thing. Just like any other relationship or relationship with anything, it's compromise. What are you willing to compromise and able to get to a better state of life, to a higher state of living, and a higher, state of mind? What are you willing to compromise? Like, we can't help you with your health, wealth, and peace of mind unless you're willing to compromise the shit that's holding you back right now, such as the negative people, such as the doubts in your head, such as the stories that you're telling yourself. Oh, you know what? If I quit my job and I start a business, I'm going to fail anyway. And this and that. We can't help you. We can't until you're willing to compromise something or those things that are currently weighing you down. You can only do that. There's nobody else that can. And therefore, guess what? You got to face this in life. Along the lines, you're not going to please everybody. You're going to lose people. I've lost many friends. He has too. Relationships. We've lost many business contacts. Hey, it happens, right? You try to do damage control. You try to have a very controlled percentage of collateral damage that happens overall because it affects you every which way. Don't think we're not grateful for that stuff. We know the effects if you lose a client, if you lose a friend. We know it's not like we don't value them, but at the same time, we weigh out the negative, the pro, the con, and that's something that has to be done, mindfully by you.
Yeah, and if you made a move that kind of negatively affects your progression, I still think that's still progression because
It is.
now you know. Okay, let's not make that move again.
So Google has this term. Googlers have this term. Like anybody that's on campus that works there has this term, and it's called successfully failing.
Yes.
We successfully failed at that project, guys.
Yeah.
And they're like, they go nuts because they're like, cool. What went right? Okay, here's a better one. What went wrong, and what are we not going to do again on our next project? So there is a such term, and it's used in all over Silicon Valley. Okay, it's called successfully failing, and it's the goddamn truth. Because when you fail, you should take what the lessons that you reap from it, right? And that's the thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's something to look at. You got to mindfully do this, people. It's when you're making a move, when you're really trying to be. Get out of your comfort zone, get out of your shell, form a business, start a new relationship. Just get out there after, being shelled up inside. You have to start taking risks and you have to be willing to compromise shit.
Yeah, 100%.
You have to be able to compromise who you please and who you don't please.
Yes.
And it's got to be okay with you because at the very end of the day, the only person looking back at you is yourself. Nobody really gives a shit at the end of the day what decisions you made in your business or not. It's you that's got to look at yourself. If you're okay with, say, ripping off 50 to 100 people every single day, that's on you, son. Yeah. That's on you, girl. Like, that is on you. Nobody else is going to hold you accountable to that. If it's fraud or whatever, tax evasion, hey, you'll get yours eventually. But
yeah, that's
another story. But at the end of the day, right, it's your principle.
Well, making sure that what you're doing is in a positive light, that's helping improve not only yourself, but in a positive direction. You know, like you said, you can't please anybody. Don't take it in a way where, okay, go rip people off. You can't please everybody. I'm going to get mine.
I ripped off 100 people.
Nah, that
can't please them. No, that doesn't make sense,
man. Like, you have to do it in a
with
positive
good
way.
Intent.
With good intention every single time.
Yes.
Okay? You can't, and to have accountability as well. You can't have one without the other. When you move forward, have accountability in everything that you do everything that happens from then forward. Right? For instance, if you're going to leave somebody to try to get with somebody else, right? Yeah, you can't please anybody. Cool. But if that person that you left turns out 5 years later actually becoming the person you actually wanted to be with, and they tell you to go fuck yourself after,
you suffer that consequence.
You suffer that consequences.
That was your compromise.
That is your compromise.
That was your
compromise. Everything you do, that is your compromise. Just like how they couldn't please you, you cannot please them. Right?
So this is a thing, like, you know, you're getting into the whole consciousness and mindfulness, and I don't mean the Deepak Chopra, Oprah Winfrey way of, hey, let's, again, sunshines and fucking butterflies, because life ain't like that. When we talk consciousness, when we talk about decision making, and Oprah will tell you that any day, meaning every moment of the day you're making decisions. If you're not, then you're just letting life happen to you.
Yes.
You need to be making decisions and actually consciously making decisions, right? And I'm not talking about, hey, what should I have for lunch today? Teriyaki or the fucking Szechuan shit? No, it's the decisions that you're making to do that day. Are you going to go to the gym or are you going to fucking skip off to hey, it's a beautiful day out? Okay, if we see the cancellation list on our thing go right up, we know where people are. They're on a patio. Mm-hmm. Guarantee you, if I go cross over to Jack's, I'm seeing half of the fucking people that ditched our class right now. Maybe. There's a guy I see at Jack's all the time, actually, right there. So, you know, at the end of the day, it's what do you want to compromise, guys? Like, you're not going to be able to please everybody. You're not going to be able to accomplish everything you want to do in the day.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And at the same time, it's not like you have to, and I guess we're talking mostly about people in relationships, right?
Yeah.
Because that's really the most hurtful thing that we're able to lose. I mean, if we're going to lose, I don't know, certain income for the next one, people don't really care. But it's really the biggest thing is losing relationships.
You're losing relationships in any sort of way.
So my thought process on that is, did you give the person enough chance to be like, yo, dude, let me sit down with you for a sec. Listen, this is where I want to go in life, and this is what I need to do. I can't hang out with you in your parents' basement and play video games for 2 hours a night anymore, okay? But I also love you as a friend. Let's make a point where maybe every other week we'll chill for maybe 3 hours or 2 hours on a Friday or Saturday night. Mm-hmm. Is that okay with you? Because I'd rather not lose you as a friend, because I don't need everybody around me to become entrepreneurs and become, read books every fucking day. I don't need that. You have to be realistic.
Yes,
okay?
You have to let individuals be individuals.
Let them be, love them for who they are. We have relationships for specific reasons, right? They fill certain needs of ours. That's what relationships are.
And let me just point it out clearly that relationships stem from friendship to business relationship to an actual intimate relationship. So it stems from all those.
100%. Because this is the culture that's happening, right? Like I said this before. Oh, they don't understand me. Fuck them. I'm going to leave them. Let me find new people. Because if you're trying to just get at people to move you forward and take advantage of, where do you think that's going to lead you down to? Right? Because you still want honest, solid relationships. And I don't know what you think, but for me, I'd rather have the solid foundation of people who understand my hustle from the beginning and who just be like, yo, great job. Cool, Carlo. I'm going to come
touch base with you soon.
I'm going to come to the clinic once every other month because that's the only time I can. Yeah. But if I'm going to do it, I'm going to come to your clinic. I'm not going to work out. I hate working out, but I'll get a massage.
I'll get a massage, yeah.
Cool. yo, when is that next shirt dropping? That's
I'll buy
that's
that
how I'm
shirt
gonna
and I'll
show love.
support it. Yeah.
Dude, I don't need you to come with me to and
work
become a
out with me
CEO.
and-
or
yeah,
I
for
don't.
sure.
I don't need you to be, you know, a founder of anything.
Yes.
I just need
agree.
you to be an amazing friend when we have when we have the 2 hours together.
Yes.
Without talking business, let's just talk about how shitty our lives were back then and how fun it was.
Yes, exactly.
You get what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Because we're losing out, man. You're gonna lose out on the solid relationships without giving it a chance. Because if you care about your relationships, give it a chance, man. You can't just have that like the animosity. Oh, this guy's not understanding now.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
not
what do you
me
mean?
against the world,
What do you mean
right?
I changed? Maybe you did, and you didn't tell anybody where you're trying to go.
Exactly.
You get what I mean?
So that comes down to, again, your communication. And their lack of.
And then what? Listen, could anybody talk to you if you're like, yo, listen, guys, I'm trying to do this business. I'm not going to be around. I still love you guys. We're going to still hang out when I can. I need your support sometimes. You know, you don't have to give me money. You don't have to do anything. Just tell people about my business
Yeah.
when I need it.
Yeah.
Because, you know, eventually we're all going to make it, right?
Yeah.
Can you hate on somebody who says that to you?
I wouldn't.
Can you honestly say anything about that?
I wouldn't.
Like text me like, yo, you're my actual family. You're my actual family. Text me if you ever need anything though.
yeah.
Right? I may not get at you the moment you text me, but I will when I have time because it's important to me.
But that's where communication goes a long way. And we've always, we always on every podcast talk. That's like one of the biggest solutions we have. Communicate what you're trying to do. What that does is it speaks clearly of what, and it kind of gives you some sort of clarity as to where exactly you're trying to take yourself. Number two, when you put something out there like that and you voice it out to the world, doors open for you that where it wouldn't have before because your intent is there.
Yes.
And where your intent goes, your body, your actions, and anything around you is going to naturally move towards.
Yes.
So understand that it is the rule of momentum. Like the whole world runs on that. Whether or not you like it, hear it, feel it, it's there. So at the end of the day, when your intention is good and you're trying to actually do things in life, such as live out your best person who you ought to be, or actually help people and serve people, provide a product that people need, provide a service that people need. At the end of the day, yes, you're not going to please everybody, but have the great intention there, and you are going to please many.
Yeah. I mean,
Right?
the people that you are going to serve, you're gonna serve the shit out of, and
exactly.
they're gonna love you for it. It's the same thing for us. You can't please anybody. That's why we got rid of Zumba. That's why we got rid of yoga when we first started.
That's not us.
Because it wasn't us. That was actually pretty successful at that time.
Yeah.
Right. There's more people in the class in Zumba than there was at Body Bliss
or lift class.
and
Yeah.
lift class.
Yeah.
So imagine that hard decision that we had to make. Zumba.
Immediate.
Yeah. When was it? For year one, right?
2011.
Yeah.
Immediate gratification, some sort of money to get our rent and lights paid.
We were making more money in Zumba than that. Yeah.
See our vision throughout and brand the crap out of what we do.
So we had to make that decision. Do we please
That's
everybody?
a compromise. And
Right.
again, so guess what? We don't have those Zumba people or the yoga people coming here anymore, right? But at the end of the day, we have the right people who do come here, who do like what we do and like our product and what we
Yes.
do best. Exactly. And we do what we do best.
And it wasn't out of we didn't be like, oh, we hate Zumba. Like, guys,
And
we somebody else could serve you better than we can.
Yeah.
So let us serve the people we can now.
And therefore, at the end of the day, when you're serving the ones that you do make happy, it's a quality relationship you build. But not to say, guys, the people that, let's just say there may be a tarnished relationship somewhere along the line. There may have been miscommunication. You need to address those things. Don't hide, don't run. It's going to come back at you, especially in the days of social media, which is today. Everything is out there. If you fuck up, if you do something wrong, if you are in the wrong of some sort of way, or if somebody feels ways about your service or the product that you have, don't hide. This is not that day and age. Address it, face it. And at the end of the day, you can only get better. There's nobody that's going to get mad at you at the end of the day if you say, hey, listen, I sincerely am sorry. I did not see that coming. Or
I didn't think of it.
We
that was an
didn't
angle
think
that
of
we
it.
didn't think of.
And
Yeah.
guess what? Thank you very much for your feedback. It happens all the time
Yeah,
to
especially
us.
now.
We are a
Yeah.
growing business, and it happens all the time. So guess what? You got to do this in every aspect of your life. The other day, I flipped out in the car. Just at a stupid driver that nearly fucking killed us, okay?
You're having a lot of driving issues. You said.
Yeah.
Look at this guy's face.
So I was like, what the fuck? Then he comes up and pulls beside me and he gives me the finger. My natural reaction,
Dude, oh my God.
and he was a kid. He was like 18, 19. My daughter might think in the car not to do that, right? But at the end of the day, it's like, you know what? What do I got to do? Like, here at the end of the day, like, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna get you out of the car. I'm gonna beat your ass, and then what? I'm not going home for the night.
You have more to lose now,
and
right?
I got more to lose. Yeah. You know what I mean? So guess what? You're just not gonna please everybody. Okay? Don't drive downtown. Don't do it every day. That's the fucking lesson.
I think this is a lesson. Don't drive downtown, guys, because you can't please
everybody. Okay? And if you're trying to please people, man, do it with good intent.
So yeah, that's a reflection of the day, man. Like, you know, write out all the narratives in your head that's holding you back, right? Like, what do you think? What do you think are the things that are holding you back from becoming successful, and how could you manage it? Is there a way, instead of cutting it, kind of maybe putting on the shelf, maybe, you know, allowing them to be part of this, to the journey? Maybe they feel left out. I think a conversation with the people around you is number one and vital, because after that you lay everything on the line, right? It's just like a marriage. Really, like, listen, these are the things that I will not compromise on, and these are the things I can compromise on. If we both can't agree on these things, then we shouldn't be together. Right?
Look forward to that next podcast. It's going to be on transparency.
Oh, shit.
Oh, damn. We just got a podcast within a podcast.
Oh, man.
Thank you for listening. Get at us at
strengthnu, STRENGTHNU and on Instagram, or BTS at strengthnu.com. That's Bobby Terry Sandy at strength-n-u.com. And obviously check out our website, www.strengthnu.com. For any information, if you think we're cool or whatever, see our business firsthand, what we offer and all that stuff. If you're listening from Mississauga, we're coming this fall, yo. So look out for that.
Opening, yes.
Make sure you make sure you follow our stuff, so you know where we're going to be opening, when we're going to do it. We're going to do probably a pre-launch, for specific group in October, for a special group, to give them some access, insider access to our location. We're going to get a very few people before we let everybody see the new facility. This facility is going to be crazy. Fully designed by our new designers, fully branded. So this is going to be very interesting and very exciting, because this is pretty much launching SNU 2.0. Yes. It's going to be the thing that's the catalyst to many more locations to come. So I'm excited about it.
Look out for us in your cities, please.
All right. Thanks for listening, guys. Cheers.